am Autobot Viking07 doing a review of Studio Series 75 Revenge of the Fallen Jolt. This figure is about $20 from most stores, and let's get into review. First up, cardboard background. Most people already said this. Wrong movie. This is Dark of the Moon, Battle of Chicago. So why didn't they just reuse the pyramid battle when they just did with Bumblebee in the same wave? I don't know. That was weird, I guess. Or Takara, whatever. But in a weird a bit, like Revenge of the Fallen, inaccurate. Studio Series 75, the Generation. Well, this one doesn't have Generations logo, Autobot logo, Transformers, basic stuff. Now, there is weapon storage for his electro whips, which at first I didn't quite like, but kind of warmed up to, like a stealth fortress mode for most people who remember that from Dark of the Moon. Here it is. Looks pretty bad. Just don't. Warning of caution. Tie up there, clear plastic. Haven't had any problems yet. Just something to be wary of. But here we have the car, a 2009 Chevrolet Jolt. Or not Jolt, Volt. Confusing names. Plain blue car, headlights, grill. Well, I guess it's not really a grill, but whatever you would call that section. Headlights. I made the Chevy logo there gold. It's normally silver. I just use a little gold Sharpie to make it more accurate. The side looks very nice. Underside kibble, as usual. But hey, it's not that bad. I mean, you could go with most of it being car detailing. Back kibble. Not back bumper. The license plate detailing there. Same thing on the back with the Chevy logo, gold Sharpie. Taillights and a worst bit of cable on the vehicle. That. And other side. Dang it. The top sections there don't really like plugging in. The roof. Again, be careful. Clear plastic. Don't know how good that'll run over time, but hey, still looks like a very nice vehicle mode. Now, on the transformation. You want to start off by moving this section up, which is why it doesn't like to tab in. Just pull up the whole roof. Oh yeah. You got stupid. I got a stupid questionable mode. No. Where's the local Burger King? Right. And then you want to untab the... What would you even call this? Most of the bottom of the doors and the back tire? I don't know. You want to tap both of those. Move the chest up. Move these down. Fold out the legs and fold the feet. Rotate these down. Collapse into tires. Then back here you want to split, and this is where my figure broke. Whoops. Right about there was a tiny little tab. You could probably tell from the different colored plastic. It broke off. I'm not that mad. It was hard to plug in anyway, so it's just convenient-ish. So be careful of that. It will most likely break because it's so small with a tight connection. Yeah. Untab the forearms. And bring them down. Fold out the hands. Yeah. Finish folding up the chest. Move the arms out of the way. Move the arms out of the way. Move the arms out of the way. So you can fold what was the roof onto the back. And then fold. Then it will collapse. Then it will break in half and fold up. Connect there. And back to the arms, you just rotate. Come on. You push that down while rotating that. you break this section apart, untab that, pull out what was the front bumper of the car on both sides, and you fold up the wheels. In Jolt's robot mode, and here he is in robot mode. He looks pretty good and accurate. Really like the painting and love the sculpting on these with most Studio Series figure, except for that high octane Bumblebee. Yeah, grudge figure. And the head he was hard to tell in the movie, but after some other photos I see, it is quite accurate. One problem, this bit of kibble gets in the way of articulation. So what I did was, just pull out the tire and pull it off because it's on a ball joint. So you can do that. So optional parts forming, that's what I always do because it just gets the leg way better. And if people want to complain like, oh, but he doesn't have the tailcoat looking things, problem solved. A lot better articulation, just weird holes. I can live with that. And here we go. Come on, focus. Here is his head, same with the mouth. I put a bit of like a dark blue Sharpie on the sides of his head. Probably can't tell much. I guess you can kind of tell there, but make it more screen accurate. Got the weird little like antenna things there, which would have been kind of cool when he combined Optimus and Jetfire if it showed a little electricity sparking between them like they are like conductor rods. And down at the chest you got a little turbines there and tiny pistons that I like. Could just see them going up and down when he uses electrical attacks. Those spinning even more. Got the shoulders here which look great. Biceps. And his forearm looks just as good. His weird crab alien hands, his claw machine hands. Yep, Arcade's called. They want their hands back. I know someone else has made that joke somewhere. But bit of kibble there, which is honestly not that bad compared to some other stuff. And yeah, couldn't live with that. Down at the legs, you got tiny bits of like window-ish things there, which is actually accurate. Got these little leg spikies and feet spikes, and just some more other bits. More leg detailing, which looks great still. And the feet, those clumpy feet. Let's see if he's good with. Let's see if they help with support. Nah, most poses you can get good in. And speaking of posing, ball joint at the head can move side that far and side that far. Head looks up that far and no down. Oh, yeah, you can look. Yeah, not the best, but not the worst. These can flap if that counts for anything. Ball joints are on a reverse butterfly joint, restricted due to kibble on both ends. Ball joint at the shoulders. Hinge joint which pulls about a bit over a 90. Wrist can bend in. That's mostly for transformation, but you could probably still make it look good with his weapons. Waist swivel goes a full 360. And I did add a bit of blue Sharpie there as well. Hips on a ball joint can kick out pretty far. And that far. And back that far. Let's just see how big it is with the kibble. How far it goes with the kibble. Still kicks out pretty far, just bumps. But it limits the backwards. Oh, not really, huh? Wait, yeah, kind of limits the backwards. Again, just another reason just to accept that parts form is actually a good idea for this one. Yeah, can't do the full middle split. You got knees that go about like maybe below or a bit above a 90. You got ankle articulation, that just moves like that. Due to transformation again. But yeah, it's a pretty semi-average deluxe. Kind of, some of it's better than others I've seen. But it's not the worst. Now, size comparisons. Here we have Studio Series Deluxe Class Mirage, another character which barely got any toy figures. Only Jolt had 2. 3 pretty bad ones, but okay still. Transformers Dark of the Moon Ratchet, which I did a kibble fix on. Going to probably have to make a video out of that. That's how those scale. Studio Series Buzzworthy Bumblebee is actually a bit taller than theirs, and they're about the same size. Dino is still short. Studio Series Stinger. Studio Series Stinger. This is also an excuse to get size comparisons for all the figures, as other figures I forgot as well. Studio Series Stinger. And the figure I have a semi-grudge with. Dang it. Studio Series Buzzworthy Bumblebee Age of Extinction High Octane Bumblebee, because it's just a lousy re-release. Voyager Class Age of Extinction Hound, which we'll get a review eventually. And Transformers Dark of the Moon Comator. And yes, at this point it is just a show off. This ironically became a bit of a show off of all the Bayverse figures I own. And finally, Hunt for the Decepticons Battle Blade Optimus. Technically the Dark of the Moon one, but they're basically the same thing. And that. So yeah, everyone else out. This is Jolt's thing. Most of you had your time, and some of you will get your time. And his accessories. He comes with his 2 electro whips. Strangely, they didn't put a bendy wire. Weird choice, would have been pretty cool. Could have got more dynamic posing, or at least had a bend. Guess you can link up Prime and Jetfire, or Prime with many other versions of Prime to make the Prime version, or the Bumblebee movie version. Just do whatever you want with that. To use them, you pull out his thumbs, and when these were connected, you would just plug them on. You would just plug them onto the sides, and those would be on the hips. As, like Emgo said, thumbs on his hips. That's the only place to store them, or something like that. And the electro whips will just plug in there, and they look pretty cool. Wait. Not too bad looking and posing. And just want to get a close up there. And that's all on Studio Series 78 Jolt and Kibble Fix. In all, I think it's a great figure, as most Studio Series figures are. If you see it, I wouldn't say immediately get it, but it's still one to look out for. Just not one you immediately need if you don't really care for Jolt, which most people probably don't. Anyway, I would still recommend it though. And that is all.